Alright guys, today is the day. All of our charge tubes for our Can-Am X3s and Polaris RZR turbos have arrived. Not only do we have charge tubes for the 17 You're supposed to wait. Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today's the day. All of our charge tubes have arrived. We have boxes and boxes and boxes of Polaris and Can-Am X3 charge tubes. We have charge tubes and J tubes for the Polaris Razor turbos, and we have charge tubes, both charge tubes for the X3 for the 17 to 19 models, and the new 2020 RR model charge tubes have finally arrived. We released our blow-off valve kits for them a few weeks ago, but the full charge tube kits are finally here. So let's take a look at them. Our charge tube kits are complete. They are ready to rock and roll. We have the boost port in them. They will come clamped and capped, and they are using a 3/16 line. So if you have anything that's boost activated, you're covered. If not, leave it capped. This goes for Can-Am and our Polaris charge tubes. So the big advantage to these ones, or maybe it's a disadvantage depending on what you're up to, the charge tube relocates the blow-off valve to the back passenger side of the car, so it's kind of tucked up in here a little bit, and what that's going to do is the blow-off valve is not going to get any quieter. So if you're riding with your buddies, they're still going to hear that loud blow-off valve, but what it's going to do for you inside the cab is going to make it quieter. You're not going to be able to hear it as much. So if you were worried about how loud our blow-off valve was before with the front-mounted blow valve on the charge tube up front, then this may be the key for you to make it a little bit quieter. So we still offer filter now. This wasn't an option before. We don't run the filter. If you want to run the filter, you're more than welcome to. It does decrease the noise a little bit, but a blow-off valve only ever blows air, so it's never going to intake. So you would never really need a filter, but if you want one, hey, cool, we're including it with it. All right, guys, we're going to go over what clamps we use, where, and why. So the reason we don't use a good old-fashioned stainless steel style T-bolt clamp, and we use this style spring-loaded T-bolt clamp on the throttle body, is because the distance between the lip of the throttle body and the base of the throttle body right here is only about 12 millimeters. Your standard T-bolt clamp is 19. And when you try to put a T-bolt clamp on a throttle body like that, most of the time what's going to happen is you're going to squeeze the T-bolt clamp, and the silicone or rubber is actually going to just pop it off of the throttle body, especially under pressure and heat. So the stock clamp is 9 millimeters. Our T-bolt clamp that's spring-loaded is also 9 millimeters. When you're putting these on, you want it to be raised just a little bit above the silicone, so that when you pull it down, it kind of squishes between the raised lip and the edge right here, so it can't slide off. You're going to tighten this all the way so that both of these ends meet and the spring compresses, and that's it. Doesn't need to be cranked down any tighter than that. So that is how and why we use this style clamp on the throttle body. Now we're going to move up to the turbo. All right, guys, on the compressor side of the turbo, we use a 12 millimeter clamp. The stock clamp is 9 millimeters, and we found that the widest you can go and have sufficient clamping area between the raised lip of the turbo and to leave a little extra meat right here is 12 millimeters. So that's why we run a worm gear clamp that's 12 millimeters versus a 19 millimeter T-bolt clamp that would essentially do the same thing on the throttle body side. It would clamp onto the raised area, and it would kind of promote it to slip off, which is not what you want. This is plenty of clamping force, way bigger and meatier than the stock one. That's why we use a stainless steel worm gear clamp here and not a T-bolt clamp. So in a wrap, on your silicone charge tube kit, you're going to get a spring-loaded T-bolt clamp that will be all the way up to here for adjustment, because this is kind of adjustable. You'll put it all the way tight. This will go on the throttle body. You'll tighten it until these ends meet and the spring compresses all the way. So about like that. And the spring will also compress. That's how tight that'll be. This clamp is going to go on the compressor side of the turbo. This clamp is the blow-off valve. This T-bolt clamp and this T-bolt clamp will be driver and passenger side. If you have an RR, the larger T-bolt clamp, which is just slightly larger, will go on the driver side of the intercooler. So if these go on your intercooler, they have enough meat on the intercooler to allow for stainless style T-bolt clamps. All of our charge tubes are available separately, but if you would like our extremely popular blow-off valve here it is. It's a new packaging. It's all laser engraved. These things are tested, and we've torture tested them. We literally, I'm going to attach a picture real quick right here of us literally putting a torch on one of these at like 750 degrees. It discolored the whole thing, burnt it all up. We took that same blow-off valve without replacing the O-rings, and we stuck it right back on our 2020 RR, and we ran it, and it worked. So we have no fear of these things ever failing. So they, just like everything else we sell, come with a limited lifetime warranty. That pretty much means that as long as you don't use this thing as a hammer, it's got a warranty on it. If anything ever fails, breaks, we're going to cover it. Even if you do use it as a hammer, you know what, give me a call. I'll probably still warranty it for you. So that's our Can-Am charge tubes. We have it available on our website. They're available, like I said, for the 17 to 19 models in black, orange, blue, and red. And they're available for our RR models, also available in orange, black, blue, and red. So jump on there, grab the charge tubes, or grab yourself a complete kit with a blow-off valve. We appreciate you watching our videos. We never a year ago thought that they would take us to where we're at now. So we appreciate everyone who's liked and subscribed and watches and calls and asks questions. We're definitely appreciative. Stay tuned. Definitely subscribe, like, whatever you want to do, or just keep checking back. We have a ton of cool new products that are just no one's done. Like, it's just the simplest stuff on these X3s. We've taken our knowledge from the motorcycle industry and we've brought it right over here to the side-by-side industry, and we're definitely have some new cool stuff on the way. So stay tuned.